Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cop Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you sort of having. But I can't get my words out. Hopefully, everyone's having a fantastic day. Apologies, chat. Let me just quickly turn that down because that is too bright. There we go. Hello, everyone. Hopefully, everyone is well. Again, I forgot to turn that down before we came on air. But how are we? Hopefully, like I said, everyone is doing all okay on this Friday evening. Of course, we will discuss the elephant in the room, of course, where it comes to Alisson Becker. Of course, the news coming out earlier on. If you guys didn't see the short, we will discuss a bit about that a bit later on. We'll also talk about, of course, Diogo Jota winning the Premier League Player of the Month. Of course, we said it a couple of days ago, but it was official today. And again, you can see him there with his trophy. And of course, we'll discuss Brentford v Liverpool, the last half 12 kickoff of the season. Thank the Lord. Hallelujah. I would say anyway. But again, let me know if all of you are in the comment section down below as well. Again, and yeah, more importantly, of course, let us know your score predictions, your starting 11 predictions in the comment section down below, because of course Liverpool have a lot of injuries right now. So again, the starting 11 will be very much unpredictable as per usual. Anyway, but presenting, how's Ali got a hamstring injury out of everyone? Yeah, we will talk about that right now. We're actually going to discuss it at the start of the show. Another injury, I'm shocked, says Chris as well. Yeah, absolutely not the best, is it, chat? Realistically, and yeah, it's a frustrating part, I would say, for sure. Anyway, but let's get on. We'll talk about Mr. Alisson Becker. If you guys haven't seen the news, as reported by David Lynch here, as you can see on screen, David Lynch reporting Alisson Becker will miss Liverpool's meeting with Brentford with a hamstring injury sustained in training today. He has stayed on Merseyside to undergo scans. Now, what we do know from looking at everyone's article pieces, again, happened in training. I believe Ali did come back today from a little setback. I think it was more illness than injury. And then, of course, all the rumors on social media started. And then, yeah, we got the confirmation. I believe it was Ian Doyle to begin with. I think he was the first official Liverpool reporter to come out with any news. And then, of course, David Lynch, Fabrizio Romano, then putting out posts and so on. And look, it's horrific news, when we speak about such a crucial part of the season. You look with, especially in the league tomorrow against Brentford, it's not going to be the easiest of games. Half 12 kickoff, again, not the best either. Luton on midweek, and then the League Cup final. Arguably Ali wouldn't have played the League Cup final. Obviously, we know that that's Kelleher's preferred competition for Jurgen Klopp. But again, and it's a massive but. How Ali's such an important figure for Liverpool. When we speak about your Virgil van Dijk's. Well, when we talk about Virgil van Dijk, we talk about Alisson Becker in that sense, along with Mo Salah as being Liverpool's top tier players. And for me, it's a massive concern. And of course, obviously, I have full faith in Keller either way, because again, he has performed pretty well throughout the years, and this season he's done quite decent, especially last game out against Burnley. But it's that sense of, again, in crucial moments, Alisson makes that difference. And it's definitely concerning, considering the last, I think, 2 or 3 injuries has been his hamstring. That's very much worrying. Again, obviously the latest trend with Liverpool at the minute is players coming back, and then we've got them for about 1 or 2 games, and then they get re-injured in the same position. Now with Alisson, it seems to be that he had a knock. Obviously, Jurgen speaking about him earlier on, suggesting that there had been a knock here and there. Again, saying that Ali was back, looked good, was ready to go in training. And then, of course, we got this news with him. There's some reports and some suggestions that it's 2 to 3 weeks. Again, no real confirmation, because yet again there's no scan yet. I believe the Alisson scan is tomorrow from David Lynch's article piece anyway. So It's just depending on what it is, chat as well. And again, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments on Keller being in goal. Obviously, Ali getting another injury, I think, including tomorrow. It will now take him up to 33 games he's missed in his Liverpool career, which for a goalkeeper is a bit mad. But again, it's a very weird and strange situation, I would say as well. But look, it could either be, we could be lucky in some sense where it could be maybe 2 weeks, but in the different aspect of it, it could be 3 months, where Alisson is missing for. So again, if it is the worst kind, which judging from the wording and judging from the article pieces, you would suspect that it's probably on the worst side of things, then again, it's going to be maybe 1 or 2 weeks. He's going to be out. Again, for Liverpool, obviously Ali being out full stop is bad, but still, it's if it is for a long period of time that Ali's going to be missing for, again, you then think about the league position. You think about potential Europa League as well, in that sense, because again, even though Keller has been pretty much in goal for all of the Europa League games, you would think now, because it is the knockout stages, you think Ali would play, and Liverpool would most likely play our best team, now, considering again we're probably the favourites in that tournament, apart from Bayern Leverkusen at the minute, and of course whoever else qualifies out the Champions League stages in next week's tie as well. So there's definitely time to look at it more when we know the full details. Hopefully we'll find that out on Monday, but it's not great news that Alisson is out injured, and another hamstring injury for Ali as well. Anyway, but James is in as well, saying when did he pull his hammy? Today. It was today that he pulled his hamstring. Again, not great news in that sense. Don't like to be the bearer of bad news, but yes, it's pretty big news in that sense as well. But Keller against Brentford's corners, yeah, that's something that needs to, of course, be wary about tomorrow. And look, Liverpool have to be on it tomorrow. There's no starting slow against Brentford. You need to take them, need to take full charge tomorrow. Of course, we've got Mo coming back, a little bit going into the preview now as well. Yeah, we've got Mo coming back. Again, you would think that he'd most likely start because he's been in training for the week. But then, like I just talked about with injuries, again, do we want to risk Alisson Becker? I'm not too sure at the moment. Not Alisson, sorry. Mo Salah. Would we want to risk Mo? And for me at the minute, probably not. Again, I'd much rather have him on the bench anyway. But he better be back for City. Christ, what Klopp's doing with these boys. When Jurgen spoke about everyone giving up everything, taking that out of context is pretty bad. But yeah, look, it's one of these unfortunate things. And again, with injuries, it's so unpredictable again. But even listening to Jurgen earlier on, it wasn't sounding too good what happened throughout the week. But then again, he said Ali was back and so on. But still, unfortunately, this has happened. And again, it just depends now on what grade the hamstring tear is, and hopefully it's not a bad one. And then hopefully again maybe 2-3 weeks minimum, but still if it's 3 months, again, I'm not going to be happy at all. I don't think any of us are going to be happy how we chat, to be fair anyway. But we will just move on from the Alisson situation and a little bit talk about preview. And of course, Diogo Jota winning Premier League Player of the Month. Of course, brilliant January. So far, good January. Brilliant January. Good February so far. But of course, going on to Brentford, of course, like I said about Mo Salah coming back, we've got our front three available. Probably our best three available. You've got Cody Gakpo, Lucho, Darwin, Jota, and Mo back. So again, full house going forward. Obviously, midfields, again, not too great in that department. Of course, you could play Cody in midfield, but again, most likely it'll be the same midfield as Burnley, I would say. Endo, McAllister, Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott could play there as well. And even defense will get onto that. But just thinking about Brentford for a minute, Of course, Ivan Toney coming back. It's great news for them, of course. Obviously, so far, and I watched the Manchester City game against Brentford. They had opportunities to beat City. Again, could have been different on another night, but again, teams do what they do against City, and then teams have an absolute worldie against Liverpool, and that's what I'm expecting tomorrow. And it will. Hopefully, it will be. The case tomorrow where Liverpool start strong, and again, when I mean start strong, we're not panicking in the first 5-10 minutes. Again, you'd love Liverpool to get a goal in the first couple of minutes, but this season hasn't been like that. We very much started slow throughout games, and then towards the last 75 minutes, we turn into prime Barcelona in that sense. But it's that thing as well where tomorrow it will be difficult because, as Jurgen has said before, Brentford corners, that's something that they exploited Liverpool last season. I think we conceded like 5 goals from Brentford's corners last year away from home. Of course, we haven't beaten Brentford neither since they've come up in the Premier League, or to the Premier League anyway, which isn't great. If we want to, again, go on to win the title, a win tomorrow is a must in that sense, of course. Obviously, Manchester City played Chelsea. Arsenal, I think, got Burnley, away from home. But also, in the next couple of weeks, of course, we play Man City, I think in 3 weeks time. Arsenal and City play each other as well. There's opportunities for people to take points off one another, and Liverpool, we want Liverpool to be at the top of that. If we come out of that Manchester City game still top of the league, then again, Liverpool have very much an amazing opportunity to win the Premier League title. And that's something that these games will count for. Brentford away, 12:30, Luton in midweek. Again, those typical games where last season we didn't really capitalize on the opportunities we had in those games. Again, I think we lost the majority of them. I think, to be fair, I think we were in the relegation zone at one point against newly promoted teams, or even like bottom half teams. It was pretty bad last season, and so far we've been able to, especially away from home, to be able to go on it and beat teams. But again, 12:30 is very difficult, isn't it, chat? And I think that, again, Brentford, really good side of the Thomas Frank. Obviously, Thomas Frank's got linked with the Liverpool job, so it'll be difficult for sure. It's not going to be an easy game, and I expect Ivan Toney to have an absolute worldie against us tomorrow. I fully do. But he better be back. The City game, I read that one out. Apologies. Don't know about you, Connor, but I'm loving the 3-way race over 2-way race. Yeah, it's what the Premier League's needed. And look, when people talk about, it's been Liverpool and City for years, and it has been. And you know what? I said this, I think, at the start of the season, we want more teams to get at City, and I think so far the top teams have done that. I feel like we did it. I feel like Arsenal have done it. I feel like other people have done it as well this season, where they've actually gone at Manchester City, and not just like crumbled like, it's Man City, we're just gonna fall over ourselves. Again, I obviously, as a neutral, if you're a neutral, of course, it'll be 10 times better as well. But obviously, it's great the fact that Liverpool are in a title race this season, obviously from last year. I think if you were to say to anyone that you would be top of the league in February by 2 points, obviously City with games in hands, of course, but I don't think anyone would have believed from 12 months ago that would be the case. And look, Liverpool have every opportunity to go on and win the league. But again, it's in our hands. It's our own. It's our own fault if we don't go on and win it. In that sense as well. So again, we just got to be on it. And these games, they're so crucial to it because. You've seen in other seasons as well where we've dropped points dropped silly points in these types of games, and it's come back to cost us by a point. So again, for me, got to get the job done tomorrow, because then it puts the pressure on City, it puts the pressure on Arsenal, because then Liverpool are back ahead by 5 points in that sense as well. But how long you think Ali will be out for, bro? I haven't got a clue. Like I said, if it's grade 1, we're looking at what, 2 to 4 weeks. If it's grade, I think 3 or 4, you're looking at 3 months. So again, it's not great either way that Ali's out. But again, much prefer a grade 1 tear than the latter. So again, hopefully, fingers crossed, there's good news in that sense. But we'll have to wait until Monday as well. But Johnson as well saying hi. If we don't get Alonso, who is your other choice? I think De Zerbi or maybe Nagelsmann. For me, my second choice is Ruben Amorim from Sporting Lisbon. He's my second choice. Obviously, outstanding choice is Xavi Alonso. We actually had an argument about this. Obviously, if Luke or Ricky or anyone's in the chat watching this, because we had an argument with Jack about who could be the next Liverpool manager, and apparently according to Jack, De Zerbi's the favourite, which again I don't believe. I believe Xavi Alonso is the favourite. I believe Liverpool will try everything to get Xavi Alonso. Of course, that doesn't mean that he will join, but I feel that De Zerbi's third or fourth on the list. He's definitely third for sure, but top two for me are Alonso and Amorim. For me personally, anyway. But Talia Olbean, good evening, Gary. Hope you're doing well, mate. Starting hat trick incoming, hopefully, mate. Still waiting on it, Gary. Anyway, but more chances of us beating City than Brentford. Maybe because of the time and the place and so on. It's again, I think when we actually look at it, and I think you look at we can speak about the early kickoff situation. Since Jurgen Klopp has become Liverpool manager, 9 years ago, I think Liverpool are. I think we've had 44 early kickoffs, including the Brentford game, and then I think the next best is on 38, which again is a joke in that sense. When people talk about it, it's been put out evenly. No, it's not. Again, I don't get how Liverpool. We all speak about 12:30 kickoffs and so on, but Liverpool, a team has 4. Is it 4 or 6? I think it's 4 12 slots in a season. It might even be 6. I'm not even that sure. But Liverpool have had every slot. I think it's 4 though. Liverpool have had every slot so far this season. They've had the maximum that you can have in a season of early kickoffs. And look, it doesn't help. Again, even the 12:30 against Manchester City after an international break makes no sense. And this is the thing, see, where again I've got spoken about it on the channel and so on. For me, 12:30 kickoff should never be a thing. Full stop. I think that if you're gonna televise a game, televise it at 3 o'clock, or if Sky and BT want to argue about things so much, have a game at 5:30 and then have a game at 7:30, 8 o'clock, or something like that. When people talk about early kickoffs, this, that, and the other, sure, you could potentially do it for, let's say, a Burnley, Sheffield United. Again, 2 teams that don't have European football midweek, don't have, the majority of them going to an international break, and then to go to 2 teams that have a full, could have Europe in the week and could have full team go international and so on. The fact that they then go, play then 12:30 on a Saturday, is ridiculous. I've always said this, and it should never be a thing. But again, if we talk about it in depth, we'll be here for a week. That's to be perfectly honest. Anyway, but most memorable 12:30 is the 3-1 win in the derby in 2017. It's up there for sure. Anyway, but just going back on the Liverpool side of things, anyway, chat, I think that obviously I spoke about attack, midfield, I think writes itself. Defense, I think, is an interesting one where obviously we know probably the 2 centre-halves will be obviously Ibu coming back in from suspension after getting a red card against Arsenal, well, double yellow and a red card. So probably Ibu's going to come back in for Brentford, and obviously Virgil, obviously Keller in goal now, with the Alisson news. And then the left back and right back is an interesting one. Obviously, no Trent for Liverpool, which again we can speak about Trent and that whole situation. But I think it's going to be interesting tomorrow whether or not if Jurgen goes with Conor Bradley or Joe Gomez on the right hand side. Now, he could very well start Gomez on the left, Conor Bradley on the right. But, and again, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments as well in terms of score prediction and squad prediction. But he could either go Robinson on the left, Gomez on the right, or put Conor Bradley there, or he could put Gomez on the left, Conor Bradley on at right back, and then later on in the game bring on Robbo, put Gomez on the right. It's very much Liverpool have, they have options in that sense. And of course, Conor Bradley, the last month that he's been appearing in the Liverpool squad, he's been amazing. Let's not lie about that. And Liverpool could, they very well could go on and give Conor Bradley yet more of an opportunity, because again, if he was to perform well against Brentford, then against Luton, and then the League Cup final again, you then would start ask the question as does Conor Bradley start week in week out for Liverpool? But it's a very interesting time, and I think because it's the time and so on, whether or not Jurgen might go Joe Gomez. I think he goes Conor Bradley. Personally, I think he goes Conor Bradley and Joe Gomez at left back. That's what I would say personally. But I know Andy Robinson's back, but I think that's what Jurgen might do. He might, again, take off, say if Liverpool are 2-1 up or 2-0 up, Liverpool, he may, take Conor Bradley off, put Joe Gomez at right back and bring on Andrew Robinson to, kind of see out the game in that sense. But again, he could go the other way for me for sure. But as Press said, he's gone with Keller, Gomez, Canate, Van Dijk, Robbo, Endo, Jones, and Maka, Jota, Nunes, and Salah for me. That again, I could 100% see that team for sure. I think front three makes it. I think it pretty much nails down itself. Midfield, I think, is the same. And then it's all about the question about the right back and left back for me as well. Press has gone with 3-1 win for Liverpool. I'd love it if that was to be the case as well. For me, I'm going to go 2-0. I'm going to go, I think we'll get a clean sheet away from home. Obviously, Brentford's home record's pretty decent, as it always is. But again, it's going to be difficult. Obviously, the Mo coming back is great news for Liverpool. But again, it's all about just 3 points. I don't care if it's 3-1, 5-4, 1-0. I don't care. As long as Liverpool get 3 points tomorrow, that's the main important thing. And if we was to get that, beat Luton then midweek, it'll put us right in contention then in terms of being on form for that League Cup final as well for sure. And of course, the rest of the Premier League as well anyway. But I'm going to leave it there for tonight, guys. Anyway, a big thank you to all of you guys. Apologies, it is a shorter show. I said I'd be about 20 minutes and it's 25 minutes. I think we're going to run over anyway. But yeah, obviously, if you haven't checked out the short that we did on Ali, go and check that out. Of course, just, bringing the news to you guys like that. Of course, we may start doing, I was thinking about this as a lot recently. We may start doing shows earlier a little bit, the 9 o'clock, or we may do a video in the day and then a stream in the night potentially. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments about that. Just want to really get feedback of things realistically, if any shows that you guys would like to see on the channel, as well if there's any tactic shows, any interviews that you guys would like us to bring in that sense as well, and other bits and pieces that you would like to see, then of course let us know, and I'll hopefully try and bring it to you guys. Anyway, but yeah, I'm going to go 2-0 Liverpool. I'm going to go Jota and Darwin Núñez to get the goals. Fingers crossed anyway. But again, it will be a tough game tomorrow. It always is against Brentford, and fingers crossed. Again, like I said, Liverpool can get all 3 points anyway. But if you are new around here, like I said, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And yeah, hopefully, I'll see you guys tomorrow with a post-match reaction after the show. And yeah, fingers crossed it's Liverpool with all 3 points anyway. But I've been Connor from the Cop Council. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Ta-ra.